Okay, we're sending the stream live now. Let me check that and see if that's working. Okay, we are now live. Judy, you keep an eye on the waiting room here, if you can, to let everybody in. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook. Welcome, everybody. And I'm just going to put up a quick screensaver. We've got a couple minutes until we get started. So I will do that. So everybody could see here that we are just a couple minutes away from getting our program started. Thank you everybody who has joined our Zoom, and those who are watching online. Please stand by. The program will begin at 9:30.
Okay.
I'd like to ask everybody to put their cell phones on silent and please mute themselves unless it is their turn to speak. Greatly appreciate that. We've left the unmute option available for now. And we ask everybody as they enter to please mute themselves. Okay, we are just about ready to start. I'm going to turn it over to Abby, our MC, and Abby, please take it away.
Hey everyone, good morning. My name is Abigail Rossman and I am a grade 11 student at Westmount Collegiate Institute. I have been involved with the Jewish Youth Network for 3 years, doing a lot of volunteer work, participating in all the special events JYN hosts, and most importantly, being a part of the Youth Ambassador Program, where a group of teens in the community come together and take on leadership roles. We actively network with members of the community, provide our ideas and input on all things JYN, and so much more. I am honored to be emceeing this morning's announcement regarding the Robbins Family Center. This is an extremely important and meaningful time for everyone at the Jewish Youth Network, and I would like to thank everyone for attending this morning. I would now like to introduce Rabbi Shmuli Nachlas, the Executive Director of the Jewish Youth Network. The role Rabbi Shmuli plays in our community has had a most positive impact on it and everyone who is a part of it. From immediately taking action when the pandemic started, to providing for the community, to also bringing so much joy to families, hosting multiple engaging virtual events, Rabbi Shmuli has always and will continue to go to great lengths to make this community a better place, and not just only during a pandemic. This is just who he is. Introducing Rabbi Shmuli.
Thank you very much, Abby. Thank you for that introduction, and welcome everybody. I want to start off by saying that today is a very special day. In the Jewish calendar, tonight we celebrate Lag BaOmer, the 33rd day in the counting of the Omer. And over 2,000 years ago, there was a great miracle that happened tonight, which is why we celebrate. And that is that 24,000 students of Rabbi Akiva, there was a plague that was passing through all the students in their quarters, and they were all getting sick. And unfortunately, many were dying. And tonight, there was a miracle and the plague stopped. And for thousands of years, we've been celebrating this evening. Of course, we'll celebrate it at home with our families, but it's been a celebration, and it's really not a coincidence that we're celebrating this special announcement for the Jewish Youth Network, for our community, for moving forward on this day, tonight with this holiday. I want to just mention that we start off, of course, with thanking God and with a blessing. And I want to begin this meeting with the traditional words of blessing that are brought in our Torah, the Torah which soon we will celebrate its anniversary of receiving it at Mount Sinai 3,334 years ago. And the blessing that I would like to give everybody, which I'll say in Hebrew in the original text, is a blessing of good health for all the dignitaries that are here, for all your work, to have continued vision and continued success and continued health, to all our participants, to all the assistants, to all the community members of Thornhill and Richmond Hill. I want to give you this blessing that Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Yor Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka, Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. We should have peace, we should have good health, and lots of success. Thank you, Abby, for the introduction, and please carry on from here.
Thanks so much, Rabbi Shmuli. I would now like to introduce the MP of Richmond Hill, Mr. Majid Jowhari, to speak on behalf of the Government of Canada.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Rabbi Shmuli, for your invite, and Abby, for your kind introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, as you heard, today is a very special day. Rabbi gave you the historical background and the religious significance of today, but today we have another reason to celebrate. And I'm happy to virtually be here with all of you on behalf of the Honourable Catherine McKenna, the Federal Minister of Infrastructure and Communities. Thank you all for participating in today's announcement. At the outset, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge that the project we are announcing today is on the traditional territories of the Wendat, the Haudenosaunee, and the Anishinaabe people, whose presence here continues to this day. We also would like to acknowledge that this is the treaty lands of the Mississauga of the Credit, and thank them and other Indigenous people for sharing this land with us. I would also like to acknowledge the presence of all elected officials from the 3 levels of government, both from City of Richmond Hill as well as the town of Thornhill, Markham. My colleagues, good to have you all here with us. Since last March, Canadians have been impacted by the consequence of COVID-19 pandemic. From coast to coast to coast, we've been learning to cope with the new realities and the new world that we found ourselves in. However, I continue to be amazed by the level of commitment displayed by our youths within the communities, especially over the past year. This has not been an easy time for many, but even as the situation continues to evolve, youths demonstrate their continued leadership in our communities, working together to reduce the pandemic impact, protect lives, and support communities. Young people are some of the most affected by the pandemic socioeconomic impacts. Nevertheless, youth are also among the most active in local and national response, including the Jewish Youth Network, who has played a prominent role in giving back to the community. The Jewish Youth Network is a charitable outreach community organization committed to Jewish youth's well-being in our local communities. Through a historic, holistic approach, the Jewish Youth Network provides a combination of educational and social programming. Their programs include Hebrew school morning programs and retreats. Their dynamic, creative, and communal program focus on today's youth to ensure their success for tomorrow. Through their COVID-19 response project, we've seen countless Jewish youth volunteers working tirelessly to provide supplies, groceries, and daily necessities in response to the numerous requests for assistance from isolated or immune-compromised individuals in the community. This is a phenomenal work that warrants appreciation. You have all truly promoted community cohesion and social solidarity. That is why I'm pleased to announce the federal support for the Robbins Family Center in Richmond Hill. The Government of Canada is providing nearly $1 million to support this project. This project involves a subset of work to build a new Robin Facility Center in Richmond Hill, Ontario. The Community Center project aimed to group under one new facility the services currently offered in multiple rented locations in the area. Partnership are key to supporting communities across the country. This is why our government is working closely with the provinces, municipalities, and stakeholders to get projects built quickly. Project that makes a positive difference in the lives of many Canadians. Today's announcement is another example of how working with our partners across the country can make a positive difference in the lives of so many. By investing in projects like Robin Family Center announced today, we are putting a down payment on more connected and resilient communities where Canadians can live, grow, and raise their families for generations to come. A community center that will provide a safe environment where teens can gather, relax, play sport, study, share with each other, as well as with qualified staff. The project will increase accessibility to social and academic youth programs and serve young people from Richmond Hill, Vaughan, Markham, and North York. In particular, this infrastructure is pathway toward fostering civic engagement, leadership, and strengthening Jewish identity, solidarity, and above all, growth. As they have noted themselves, it's genuinely a place committed to spiritual and social wellness of today's Jewish youth. So it's an investment for today as well as tomorrow. And in closing, today, we are nation building for the 21st century and the Canada of 40 million and counting, investing in community cultural, recreational infrastructure like the Robin Family Center, is an essential part of providing communities and Canadians with more options to connect, express themselves, and support one another. And we will continue supporting the creation of more accessible and welcoming community and cultural spaces. Together, with the help of Robin Family Center, we will improve the livelihood of all Canadians. Thank you. God bless all of you. And once again, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jowhari. This is super exciting. On behalf of all of the youth that enjoys JYN, we would like to thank you so much for this federal funding for the Youth Center. Now, I would like to introduce the MPP of Thornhill, Ms. Gila Martow, for greetings.
Boker Tov, everybody. Good morning. It's nice to have some good news during this very difficult, challenging year we've had in Ontario, in our country of Canada. And it's great to be providing some good news today. On behalf of my colleague, Laurie Scott, the Minister of Infrastructure and the Ontario government, I'm here to announce funding for the Jewish Youth Network and the Robbins Family Center. The Ontario government is providing more than $754,000 in provincial funding to support this important project. Funding announced today will help to build the youth center that increases accessibility with their programming by bringing them all under one roof. This new space will provide a safe and empowering place where teens can talk and gather, play sports, and just gather to work on their challenges and support each other. It will be transit accessible and will include mental health resources and mentoring services to help support the community. By supporting cultural and recreational infrastructure projects, we are helping to make our community stronger and more inclusive. The Investing in Canada Infrastructure Program is providing up to $30 billion in total project funding for communities across Ontario for the next 10 years. This includes over $10.2 billion from the provincial government. Together, we're rebuilding the economy and creating healthy and safe communities across Ontario through our federal-provincial partnership. I'd like to thank representatives of the Jewish Youth Network for your work and our federal partners for your contributions to this meaningful infrastructure project. And I know I don't have to tell Rabbi Shmuli, because that's what the kids call him, instead of Rabbi Nachlas, maybe the adults call him, but he's known as Rabbi Shmuli. And I don't have to tell Rabbi Shmuli that in the Jewish community, we say L'dor v'dor, generation to generation. And it's a big focus in the Jewish community, as in all communities, I'm sure, to focus on making sure that the next generation has a better life, better education, better quality of life, better environment, better health, to support themselves, but not just that, to support the future generations after them. So mazel tov to everybody, and to all my colleagues, I want to really thank you. And I look forward to celebrating many, many more good announcements with all of you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Martow. Now on everyone's screens, a recorded message sent from the acting mayor of Richmond Hill, Mr. Joe DiPaola, will be presented.
Richmond Hill's acting mayor, Joe DiPaola. I could not be part of this event today, but I wish to send you a warm message of congratulations to the Jewish Youth Network for their Robbins Center project. I know the funding you have received today from the Ministry of Infrastructure will be put to very good use. The Jewish Youth Network has continued to show leadership in our community by empowering youth and promoting their rich culture. With this funding, I'm confident we will see even more opportunities for our youth and for cultural enrichment. Congratulations again, and thank you for all you do.
Thanks so much, Mr. DiPaola. Now welcoming the MP of Thornhill, Mr. Peter Kent, for greetings.
Thank you, Abby, and thank you, Rabbi, for hosting this important morning. It's a real pleasure to add my congratulations and my compliments to this funding announcement for the Robbins Family Youth Center Thanks to Majid and to Gila for demonstrating again that different levels of government can come together to assist completion and fulfillment of an important project like this. I know it's been a long road from the original wonderful concept through the development and the design process, hitting those fundraising targets, negotiating permits and tax deferrals, and getting to the final build. But today's announcement, a major step towards completion of this state-of-the-art campus, the Miriam and Larry Robbins Jewish Youth Center, is truly a moment to celebrate. And it's a wonderful moment to get that much closer to fulfilling the promise to engage the next generation of Jewish youth, as Mr. Robbins vowed at the original launch back in 2014, to sharpen the identity of Jewish teens, to serve their needs, both spiritual and material. So I look forward when post-pandemic realities return to Thornhill, to York Region, to eventually visiting the sports lounge, the cafe, the classrooms, and maybe even shooting a few baskets. So once again, congratulations to all. Great to see colleagues from all levels of government on this announcement today, members of the community, and all the members of the youth here today. Thanks again for including me in this wonderful moment.
Thank you, Mr. Kent. I would now love to welcome the MPP of Richmond Hill, Ms. Daisy Y, to deliver greetings from the provincial government.
Thank you very much, Abby. And thank you very much, Rabbi, for your blessings. It is a very special day for me to be here. It is my honor, and especially it is a pleasure to be with you, announcing this big event, and it's another step towards the completion of the Robbins family-centered project. I'm so happy that this is going through. I have been having the same we have been having this construction delays because of COVID, but we're happy that it's great to see that this progress is still going on, and we're happy to see this project announced today. This is an exciting project to follow, especially given the input and the creative energy for so many young people towards the design and the function of this center. It really is your building, and I can't wait to see all of you enjoying as a result of your hard work and when the completion of this project. It is so inspiring for me to see how active the Jewish Youth Network has been in helping the young people cope with this special occasion, and especially in this uncertainty of the past year. And thank you very much for the dedication to the strengthening of the community, for the immense contribution to Richmond Hill. I'm very glad that all levels of government can come together and participate in this special event. And special thank to Minister Laurie Scott for supporting and having our province to be part of this great event. And I congratulate all of you, and I cannot wait to see the next step when everything is all together. Once again, congratulations, and thank you for including me to be part of this program. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for speaking, Ms. Y. I would now love to introduce the co-president of this year's Youth Ambassador team, Aaron Litvak. Aaron is 1 year older than me, and I have had the privilege of working with him for the past 3 years at JYN. He has always been a great leader and role model. Here he is to talk a little bit about the Jewish Youth Network.
Thank you so much, Abby. I would like to start off by thanking government for providing this funding for the building, as well as thanking everyone who could make it here today for this event. My name is Aaron Litvak. I am a grade 12 student currently at Stephen Lewis Secondary School, and I am co-president of the student ambassador team at JYN. Being a part of JYN has given me the opportunity to make a positive, large-scale impact to the community around me. I began my journey as a student ambassador since I began high school, and since then I've seen firsthand the development of this building, as well as the changes and the hurdles JYN has had to face in recent times. Since the beginning of lockdown back in March of last year, JYN began their COVID response program. Being able to participate in this program gave myself and many others the opportunity to help those struggling during these times. Being part of the ambassador team has meant planning with many other young teens and students just like myself to brainstorm ways to keep the community together, even if it's virtual. Events such as our virtual tie-dye event from last year or our more recent virtual holiday bake have both been major successes and make us hopeful for all the events we continue to plan and have coming up in both the near and far future. One of the most impactful experiences when being an ambassador was helping design and put my own input into Robbins Family Center. As a young teen, speaking with designers and making the decisions that will shape this building gives a feeling that can't be obtained anywhere else. The ability to put effort into something that will last longer than myself is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. To me, when I think of JYN, I always think about the community. Everything I've done and been a part of JYN has always impacted the community in a positive way. Being able to bring people together in person or virtually is something truly amazing that can't be replaced. Incredible team of JYN will always push forward with the intention to help and support those around us. In all opportunities I've gotten in my past years, working with many different groups and communities, JYN has been able to give me the most opportunities to impact my community. Hopefully this upcoming building, me and many other ambassadors will be able to prove that we, the youth of Jewish Youth Network, will be able to impact and support the youth of our community. Once again, I would like to thank members of Parliament and Provincial Parliament for providing us with this gift and for being here. So speaking on behalf of the youth of the community, thank you.
Thanks so much, Aaron, for your words. So we all know that this past year has been tough for everyone, and there's really no exceptions about that. Since the very beginning of the pandemic, the Jewish Youth Network and its hardworking team of over 25 volunteers has stepped up and still continues to by providing financial assistance to over 500 families in our community. I would like to welcome Brenda, a recipient, to speak about JYN's impact.
Hello, I'd like to start by saying that I'm not used to speaking in public, so I made notes. I felt it's important to share my feelings about the help my family and I received from the Jewish Youth Network COVID program. COVID-19 has impacted our lives on all levels. We've struggled to pay rent, pay utilities, buy food, amongst other things. I heard about the Jewish Youth Network through a friend of mine. She knows how hard it's been for us and how difficult it is for me to reach out and ask for help. She said that they would help anyone in need at no cost. So I looked them up. I read that they will grocery shop for you if you're homebound, or deliver essentials as well as grocery gift cards if needed. So I reached out. I completed the online application, and within about an hour, I had a response that I would be receiving help. Shortly after that, I received my package with all the essentials that I requested, plus gift cards for groceries. The relief I felt when I received it, knowing that I wouldn't have to worry about putting food on the table, was like my prayers were answered. I don't think I can express how grateful I am for the kindness, compassion, and help that was shown to me and my family. I would like to end by saying thank you to the Jewish Youth Network and all the hardworking volunteers that are making a difference in people's lives. It certainly made a difference in my life. Thank you.
Thanks so much for speaking, Brenda. Next, I would like to introduce Jordan Stanton. There are so many people involved in JYN, and Jordan is one of them. They are a great friend of Rabbi Shmuli's and the Jewish Youth Network. I would like to welcome Jordan to speak about JYN's impact.
Thank you for that introduction, Abby. So now that we all know that I'm Jordan, I just wanted to say I've been with this organization for just over 10 years, and it's been one of the best 10 years of my life. And in order to keep it current, I'd like to address just the past year with our COVID-19 response group. And this has been great. From the beginning, we provided masks, gloves, and sanitizers when no one had them. You could not go to a store and buy them. It was like impossible. But we, luckily to donations, we were able to bring it, and it was perfect. So we've been doing this since last March, and we've grown from, in addition to providing COVID-19 safety items, we recognized that there were individuals in the community, especially the elderly and those taking care of individuals with special needs, were not only housebound, but financially strapped, in need of essential items, and the most important thing, food. With the help of generous donations, we were able to give gift cards and in some instances, shopped and delivered food and other essential items. COVID is still here, and so are we. With community networks, we are able to identify and assist those in need whom otherwise would not ask. For all of us, it has been a gratifying experience to be a part of this outreach program. And I say this from all of us volunteers as a group, and no person is an island. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jordan. Next, I would like to introduce Gary Gladstone, a friend of JYN's.
Well, good morning, everybody. I still remember the time, I can't remember how many years ago, Rabbi, that you and I met in the Sobeys Plaza, and you showed me a beautiful binder of your hopes and wishes and dreams of what the Jewish Youth Network would become just as you were starting. I think you had just signed the lease on your Bathurst Street storefront and had the vision of where you would take. And unbelievable in such a short time with everybody around you. Mazel tov, and thank you to all levels of government, to your board, to the students, to everybody that has made JYN the tremendous success it has. And now with the opportunity to finish off the Miriam and Larry Robbins Family Youth Center. The largesse of the government, and I think it's great to see not only representation from all levels of government of all stripes, but also you're moving, quote unquote, from Thornhill to Richmond Hill, in other words, crossing Bathurst, but everybody still feels the love and the amount of work that you've been able to do over the number of years. And honey, I know you're on the line here somewhere, mazel tov, because I know a significant amount has been from you as well. To Jordan's point, JYN is certainly not only about youth, but it's everything to encourage youth development, youth engagement, etc. When the COVID relief program started, I figured this is fantastic. Rabbi Shmuli is doing great stuff. I'm going to jump in there and help, and I'm going to see what I can do. Well, those of you who know me well know that I'm usually pretty fast on the cell phone and returning emails. All I know is the crew that he put together, every time there was something, someone else was handling it, which is absolutely fantastic, and as it should be, because Rabbi Shmuli, Jewish Youth Network, the boards and the students have put together an incredible, incredible team. So my job was to say thank you. Thank you to everybody. Thank you for the incredible future coming vis-a-vis JYN. I know as I drive by the new building every day, it's unbelievable how the building is continuing. And just a huge mazel tov, and God willing, like Wilmer being tonight, as we're seeing ourselves out on the other end of the pandemic, the good news will follow. Again, thank you very much to everybody.
Thanks so much, Gary, for your words. I would now like to welcome back Rabbi Shmuli.
Thank you, Abby. Thank you, everybody. Just before we wrap up this wonderful meeting, it's so exciting. And I have to say my heart is full of joy, not just because of the funding that we're receiving, which is really, really heartwarming, but also all the wonderful, the energy on this call from everybody, from all the dignitaries and from those who spoke in the community. I want to just take a quick moment to thank the Rebbe, the Lubavitcher Rebbe, who is the leader of the Chabad movement and my inspiration. The Rebbe was not just a great leader, but he created leaders. And some leaders create followers, some leaders create leaders. And I think that that's really our motto here at JYN, where we want to imbue that lesson into the youth. That and you could see it a little bit today in our Zoom call. And that's part of all our volunteer programs and our leadership programs, that they themselves could light the light. They could go out and take that inspiration that I have, that the people I work with, the people and our staff, our wonderful staff, and Judy and Leah, my wife Khani, and everybody working at JYN, to take that energy from the center and the energy we create with the blessings that we have, and carry it forward and give it to others in the ways that they need it. So a big thank you to the Rebbe for the blessings that we have and the inspiration. I also want to mention that this project, as has been mentioned, I think Peter Kent mentioned it. It's been in the process for 6 or 7 years from day one when we began. Quite a process to get to this point, and this is a tremendous celebration. A lot of hurdles and a lot of little details to get over between permits and so on, and we're very happy. I want to say a special thank you to Karen Silovitz, who's not able to be here, our counselor in Richmond Hill, but she has been absolutely an amazing help in navigating areas that my degree is a rabbinical degree. So when they teach you rabbi studies, they don't necessarily teach you permits and so on, but it's been an amazing experience. And a big thank you to Karen. I also want to say that the Robbins family, Zadie, Larry, and Denise, and Eliezer, and Monty, I think a few of them are on the call today. Thank you so much from the depths of our hearts, and to the Gales family that are on as well, and all the others, everybody, can't mention everybody by name, but everybody, each in their own level, who has put their energy into this center. And I tell you that everything happens for a reason. We've had some delays, and we are there. We're coming around the corner, and everything is the right time. Hashem, God should bless us, that everybody should be healthy and well, and like everybody else wish, we should all be able to celebrate a grand opening in due time, in good health and safety together. For myself, I also want to mention that in the process, there were so many other people, like Mark, who's here, and Devira, who have helped with so many of the little details of bringing this project to where it is. When you receive a gift, it's a big deal. Actually, the Torah says that one shouldn't look for gifts. We have to work hard for what we do, and we have to there's no free bread. But when we do receive a gift, the appropriate approach at that time is an approach of humility, because the Torah teaches us that kli reikon machzik. Kli reikon means an empty vessel is able to receive. The Kabbalah teaches that an empty vessel is able to receive. And if we're in a moment, which we are right now, collectively as a community, where we're receiving such a gift, that means that this is an expression of our collective and personal humility. And we feel that we have made space for others to participate. And this is something that we will cherish as we grow, and growing and becoming more influential and impacting more and more people. A person could think to themselves, look at me and look at what I've accomplished. But the message, of course, is the opposite, is that with more humility, more blessing could enter into our lives. God could give us more blessings through all his various different emissaries, individual donors, our government, and on various levels, and everybody could participate in our blessing and in the blessings for the rest of the community. So I want to finish off with a wish and blessing to everybody, a blessing of tolerance, a blessing of acceptance, a blessing of peace. And we should all merit to be able to be to grow in our humility so that God could fill our cups with more and more and more blessing. I look forward to toasting that cup with a l'chaim in good health when we have the grand opening of the building, may it be very soon, in good health. Thank you, everybody. And now I turn it over to Abby.
Thank you so much, Rabbi Shmuli. We are now open to a question and answer session for the media. Please keep questions on the topic of the federal funding announcement if anyone has any.
Okay, Abby, I think everybody knows everything about it. So I will just wrap it up from here. I want to say a big thank you to Abby, our ambassador. She's been our ambassador. She's wearing our COVID Show Your JYN sweatshirt. It's a special merch, but it's got that little COVID identification. We hopefully next year the sweatshirts won't look like that. They'll look like the regular ones. I want to say thank you to everybody. I will also mention that if you want to learn more about the building or if you do have questions, feel free to contact the office and feel free to go to buildjyn.ca, which is the website that has a whole bunch of information. You could buy a brick, you could participate, you could honor someone with a dedication, and you could also watch the progress on our Instagram and our social media. We constantly posting, and we look forward to celebrating with everybody in person in due time. Thank you everybody for joining. Have a wonderful day and stay healthy. Mazel tov, mazel tov.
Mazel tov.